Click on OK. Today concept name is environment. What is environment? It is a combination of software and hardware. Software and hardware. So this is the mass definition. If you want class definition, environment is nothing but it is a combination of presentation layer, it is a combination of presentation layer, business layer, database layer. It is a combination of three layers: presentation layer, business layer, database layer. It is a combination of three layers: presentation layer, business layer, database layer. Presentation layer, business layer, and a database layer. So mass definition is, so for example, I said it is a combination of software and hardware. So Windows 7 operating system, if I install in one computer, that is Windows 7 environment. That is called Windows 7 environment. That is called Windows 7 environment. So there are four types of environments available in manual testing. One is standalone environment. First of all, what is a presentation layer? What is business layer? What is database layer? We should know. So for example, I'm going to one application. This is the Gmail application. This is the Gmail application. We have username and password. If you click on sign in button, it will move to next page. So presently I'm viewing this application. So that is called presentation layer. Presently I'm viewing this application. So that is called presentation layer. After viewing the application, I'm doing some actions. That means I'm performing some actions on the application. So that is called business layer. That is called business layer. After performing the action, I'm clicking on sign in button. It is open the next page. It will open the next page. So that is called database layer. That is called database layer. So environment is nothing but it is a combination of three layers: presentation layer, business layer, database layer. Presently I'm viewing the application, so that's why that is called presentation layer. After viewing the application, I'm performing some action, so that is called business layer. After performing the action, it will open the mail, so that means it is retrieving the information or retrieving the database, so that is called database layer. There are four types of environments. One is standalone environment. Standalone environment. Standalone environment. Next, client server environment. Third one, web environment. Fourth one, distributed environment. Environment is nothing but it is a combination of three layers. So standalone environment, client server environment, web environment, distributed environment. Standalone environment, client server environment, web environment, or distributed environment. So there are four types of environments. What is standalone environment? We will discuss. Presentation layer, business layer, database layer. 3 layers will reside in only one tier. So that's why that is called standalone environment. It is a single user application. It is a single user application. At a time, one user can access that application. So the type of application is known as standalone environment, or we can say one tier architecture. We can say one tier architecture. This is one tier architecture. This is two tier architecture. This is three tier architecture. This is entire architecture. Entire architecture. So there are four types of environments: standalone environment, or we can say it is a one tier architecture. Client server environment or two tier architecture. Web environment or three tier architecture. Distributed environment or entire architecture. So presentation layer, business layer, database layer. Three layers will reside in only one tier. So that's why that is called standalone environment or one tier architecture. So presentation layer, business layer, database layer. Three layers will reside in only single tier. So that's why that is called standalone environment or one tier architecture. Standalone environment or one tier architecture. So it is a single user application. Best example, VLC media player. Best example, VLC media player. Best example, VLC media player. For example, I am opening this VLC media player. So after that, so that is called presentation layer. That is called presentation layer. Present, I'm viewing that application. So that is called presentation layer. After opening the application, I'm adding one file. I'm adding one file. I'm adding one file. That is called business layer. After adding the file, so in here only, it will play the movie. It will play the movie. So that is called a database layer. Three works we are doing in single window. So that's the reason it is a standalone environment or one tier architecture. Three works we are doing in single window. Presently, I'm viewing the application. I'm performing the actions on the application. After performing the action, it is retrieving the information. So that is called database layer. So three layers will reside in only one tier. So that's why that is called standalone environment or one tier architecture. Next, client server environment. Presentation layer, business layer will reside in one tier, and database layer will reside in other tier. So this is client, this is server. So presentation layer, business layer will reside in one tier, that is client. Database layer will reside in other tier, that is server. So it is a client server application, client to server. Based on the server's capacity, we can connect the number of clients. Based on the server capacity, we can connect the number of servers. Number of servers. That is client server application. Best example, college environment. In the college environment. Best example, college environment. So why I'm saying college environment? So in the principal room we have server. So without internet connection we can access that application. So without internet through LAN cable we can access that information. We can open that application. So that is called client server environment. Here is no internet connection required. If you want to access that application, no need of internet connection. Directly we can access through LAN. Through LAN cable we can access the information. So that's why that is called client server environment. So based on the server capacity, we can connect the clients. Some servers we can the capacity like 50 members, 100 members also. Some servers we can connect with only one or two clients. Right. Third one, web environment or three tier architecture. Web environment or three tier architecture. Presentation layer will reside in one tier. Database layer will reside, business layer will reside in other tier. Database layer will reside in other tier. This is called client. This is application server. AS. AS means application server. AS. This is the server. Client to application server. Server. So here only three tier architecture. We have only three tiers. Presentation layer will reside in one tier. Business layer will reside in other tier. Database layer will reside in other tier. So it is a three tier architecture or web environment we can say. So best example is IRCTC. IRCTC is the best example. IRCTC. Why I'm taking IRCTC? If Google is the application, worldwide people will access, but IRCTC only India people will access. Outside India people, nobody will not, no people, nobody they will access this IRCTC. Why? Because this is the only Indian government site like railway and flights. So only India people only will access this application. Only for 100 crore people purpose they will keep that application server in the business logic. So only for 100 crore people. So for this server capacity is only 100 crore people. Here is only one server, that is application server. So only for 100 crore people. So if it is increasing up, for example, if it is population is increasing, then they will add extra server. Right now IRCTC having only three tiers. One is presentation layer, business layer, database layer. So presentation will reside in kind place. Application server is business logic. Database layer is a server. So this is three tier architecture best example. Next, entire architecture. Server, just if you want to connect the server, compulsory we need application server. If you want to connect with the server, we need application server. So that means that is business logic. Right. Distributed environment. Presentation layer will reside in one tier. Business layer will reside in other tier. Once again, business layer will reside in one tier. Business layer will reside in another tier. Database layer will reside in another tier. This is client to AS1, AS2, AS3. Application server 1, application server 2, application server 3. This is the database layer. So for example, Google. Not only India people, not only Hyderabad people, worldwide people they will access. So if it is number of servers, some people connect with this server, some people connect with this server, some people with connect with this server. So load is distributing. So application performance is very good. So for example, whenever we are getting the 10th class result, server will say server busy, server busy, server busy. Actually, the server capacity is 100 people, for example, or 1000 people. At a time, if it is more than 100 people, if they access that page, so it will say server busy, server busy, server busy. Number of people they are sending requests. So that's the reason it will be server slow. So this is entire architecture. Why we learned this concept, sir? Just only one thing. Just you should know only two things. One is wherever you go, if it is any software company, there are two applications. One is client server application. Second one is web application. So client server application means without internet connection we can access. So there is no need of internet connection. If it is web application, compulsory we need internet connection. So that is web application, web environment or distributed environment. This is the concept environments. Next concept models. Next concept software development models. Software development models. Simply we can say it is a SDLC models. SDLC models. So what is model? We can say model or approach or procedure or process. SDLC procedure or SDLC process, SDLC approach. So just or SDLC models. We can say any name. So each and every software company after getting the project, they will use one any of the model and they will develop the application. So here you should remember only one thing. This point I will tell you 10 times in the class. Now only I will teach you 10 times I will tell you, but you should remember. What is that? Each and every software company having one unique model. Each and every software company having one unique model and they will develop that application. There is no common process for all the companies. There is no common process for all the companies. That's the reason we are keeping 3 or 4 years experience and we are managing our job very easy. Why? Because there is no common process. So without knowing if it is there any common process? Compulsory, you should know that process. But whenever you are working with a software company, each and every software company having own model, own procedure, own approach. So that's the reason we are keeping experience and we are getting jobs and we are managing our jobs very easy. So final once again. So each and every software company having one unique procedure or unique model. So using that unique model, they will develop the application. There is no common process for all the companies. There is no common process for all the companies. After getting the job, if you have 10 years experience also, once again, they will give training and they will take into project. So you have already 10 years experience. Why they need to give the training? So already you have 10 years experience. You followed some process, but today onwards you should follow this process. They will give you once again training and they will take into project. That is procedure or model software company. For example, chicken curry preparation. Chicken curry preparation. I will prepare. I will follow some steps. My mother will follow some different steps. My sister will follow some other different steps. Some, for example, you will follow some steps. So final output is chicken curry, but different people, they will follow different steps. So if you want to prepare chicken curry, we need chili, we need chicken, we need salt, we need masala, we need oil, we need gas, we need bowl. But some people will follow different steps. So all people final output is chicken curry only, but while developing, while doing, so they will follow different steps. There is no rule how to prepare chicken curry. There is no rule. So as your wish, you can prepare as your you can follow as your steps and you can you can prepare the chicken curry. So just like each and every software company, after getting the project, how to develop this particular project, they will prepare set of guidelines. So using that guidelines, they will develop the application. So all the companies having own model, own procedure, they will follow. Okay. Each and every, there is no unique, there is no common process for all the companies. Each and every software company having unique process, they will follow that unique process and they will develop the application. This is the point. Okay, this point you should remember. Right, SDLC models. In SDLC, while developing the application, they will follow 6 phases. One is initial phase. So if it is any model, they will follow they will implement these 6 phases. Initial phase, analysis phase, design phase, coding phase, testing phase, delivery, and maintenance. So while developing the application, they will follow these 6 phases. They will follow 6 phases and they will develop the application. They will follow these 6 phases and they will develop the application. So initial phase, they will gather all the requirements. Initial phase, they will gather all the requirements. They will gather all the requirements. Analysis, they will analyze all the customer requirements. Design phase, they will divide the whole project into some modules. Coding phase, they will develop the application. Testing phase, they will test the application. Delivery and maintenance phase, they will deliver the application into client environment. So if it is any model, so they will follow this they will implement these 6 phases. If it is any model, now I will teach you 5 to 6 models. So all the companies, they will implement these 6 phases, but process is different. Output is same, process is different. They will follow different steps and they will develop the application. Right. Today, first model in manual testing, that is first model waterfall model. First model waterfall model. So waterfall. So when they will choose this model, based on the customer requirements only, they will choose the models. Based on the customer requirements only, they will choose the models. First model waterfall model. First model waterfall model. Whenever the customer is giving clear requirements, that time they will choose this model. This is waterfall model. Whenever the customer is giving clear requirements, then they will choose this model, that is waterfall model. So waterfall model advantage is it is a simple model. It is a simple model and it is a low cost model. It is a low cost model. It is a less time taking model. It is a less time taking model. And fourth point, project maintaining and monitoring very easy. Project maintaining and monitoring very easy. Project maintaining and monitoring very easy. These are the advantages in water model. If it is any model, if it is waterfall models also, they will implement these 6 phases only. Initial phase, analysis phase, design phase, coding phase, testing phase, delivery and maintenance phase. They will implement these 6 phases and they will develop the application. Initial phase, they will gather the requirement. Analysis phase, they will analyze the requirements. Design phase, they will divide the application. Coding phase, they will develop the application. Testing phase, they will test the application. Delivery and maintenance phase, they will deliver the application into client environment. So when they will choose this model, whenever the customer is giving clear requirements, then only they will choose this model, that is waterfall model. Advantages is simple model, low cost model, less time taking model, and project maintaining and monitoring very easy. Next, disadvantages. Disadvantages is middle of the project we can't take new requirements from customer. So once if you start this process, we can't take the new requirements from customer in middle of the project. This is the one of the drawback or disadvantage. We cannot take the new requirements from customer in middle of the project. Next model, prototype model. Prototype model. Next model, prototype model. Whenever the customer is giving unclear requirements, then they will choose this model. Whenever the customer is giving unclear requirements, what he want, he don't know. So in that situation, they will choose this model, prototype model. Prototype model advantage is at any point of time, we can take the new requirements from customer. At any point of time, we can take the new requirements from customer. So prototype model, whenever the customer having unclear requirements, then they will use this model. And so advantage is at any point of time, he can, or customer can add the new requirements, and company people will take the new requirements from customer. So prototype model disadvantages. It is costly model. Every time you are changing the requirements, so it will be costly and it will be time taking model. And we can't say the deadline. When we can complete this particular project, we can't say the deadline. It is not a complete model. It is not a complete model. We can't say the deadline, time taking model, costly model, and it is just costly, time taking model, and expensive. Expensive, like it is very costly model, time taking model. We can at any point of time we can take the requirements, that is advantage. Disadvantage is costly, time taking, as well as it is not a complete model. We can't say the deadline. Next model, evolutionary model. Evolutionary model. So this is model is different to evolutionary model. So after developing the project, compulsory we will do user acceptance testing. After developing the application, if it is any model, we will do the user acceptance testing. Before delivering the project, we will do user acceptance testing. In front of the user, we will do testing. So that's why that is called user acceptance testing. So in this evolutionary model is different. So after getting the project, each and every project they will divide into some sub modules. That is called high level designing. Each and every module divided into some sub modules. That is low level designing. Each and every sub module they will develop a build wise and they will sending to testing department. This is the first build they are sending to testing department. So each and every build they will do user acceptance testing each and every build. So after developing the entire application, normally we will do user acceptance testing. But in this evolutionary model, each and every build we will do user acceptance testing. So if you do user acceptance testing on each and every build, automatically it will take time and it is a costly model. It is also, no, we can't say deadline. We can't say deadline when it will complete. We don't know why, because so each and every time if he do user acceptance testing, he will find some mistakes or defects or user customer is here fully interact with the company. So each and every time he will do some changes or he will say some objections. So every time we should change. So none of the companies, some of the company they are using, some of the companies not using. We can't say which model company people they are using. We can't say why, because based on the project, based on the company economical status, based on the customer requirement, they will choose the model. Which model company people they are using, no, we can't say. So whenever you are working with a software company, that time they may ask you like which model you worked in previously. So you can say any of the model. So not waterfall model, not prototype model, not evolutionary model. You have some process. That process having some name. That name, that is mouse model, pen model, mobile model, phone model, or pen model. So whatever you want, you can tell. So here is no restrictions, like each and every software company should follow this model only. So each and every software company will follow different approaches. That is called the software development models. So evolutionary model, each and every time he will interact with the company people. So he will do some changes, and each and every build we will do user acceptance testing. So evolutionary model is the costly model, time taking model. We can't say the deadline. Next model, fish model and spiral. Both are scientific models. Both are scientific models. If they want to introduce any satellite or any upagraha, so in that situation they will use this fish model and spiral model. Highly risk based models. Highly risk based models. If you want to launch a rocket, they invest in nearly some crores of rupees, some crores, thousands of crores rupees. So there is no trial. For example, you want one application, so based on the customer requirement, application is properly working or not, we can check. If it is working, we will go to customer place and we will install the application into client environment. That is normal. But here is fish model, spiral model, we are developing or we are testing the rocket launch. So there is no testing. Once if you click the button, it will go, it will not come back. So it is highly risk-based model. So only highly risk-based professionals, highly talented people required, and it is a highly risk-based process. So that's the reason none of the Indian companies not using, even outside companies also not using. So very highly risk-based companies. Before starting the process, they will write the agreement. So if it is success, half of. If it is failure, something half just they will based on the project type they will, okay, agreement they will write it. So why? Because it is a highly risky based process. If it is failure, then they will lose some crores of rupees. So next model, it is a costly model, highly risk based model, time taking model. V model. V model. Why we are calling V? So verification and validation both we will do here. Verification and validation, both we will do here. What is verification? While doing testing, each and every role in the organization according to customer expectations working or not, each and every phase output document is properly coming or not, they will do testing. So that's why that is called verification. While doing testing, each and every phase output document is properly coming or not, each and every employee in the organization according to company or customer expectations working or not, they will do testing. So that is called verification. That is called verification. Next, validation. Next, validation. Validation means after developing the project, based on the customer requirement developed or not, they will do testing. So that is called validation. After developing the project based on the customer requirement, this project is developed or not, they will do testing. So that's why that is called validations. Verification we are doing as well as validation, both we are doing here. So in this phase, output document is nearly in this model, output document is 100% quality application. Why? Because twice we are doing testing. Once if you miss any defect, once again we are doing testing, compulsory we can found that defect. So here 99 to 100% people is 99 to 100% is this application is quality application. All right. Last model, agile model. Agile. Agile model. What is agile model? Agile model. Agile model. What is agile model? This process is different. So first customer, company people, testers, developers. First company people, sorry, customer will tell requirement to company. Sir, I need one build. Oh, this is the build information they will send to company people. They will share with the company people. So what is agile madam? These four members, customer, company, developer, testers, they will sit in single environment. They will sit in single environment. So customer will say the requirements about just they will he will say the customer will say the requirements about that particular project or particular build. So based on the customer requirements, developers will develop that particular build. After developing the application, they will sending to testing department the first build. Then testers, they will conduct user acceptance testing with the customer. So if we say yes, then they can start next build. They can start next build. They can start next build. So customer, company, developer or testers. Four members, they will sit in single environment and they will do testing. So here is customer totally he involved with the company only. Totally he will be stay in company only. So four members they will sit in single environment and they will do testing. So this is the agile. So if you do any testing with any model, it will take 30 days. If it is agile model, it will take 10 days. That is agile. Agile model also very, very important. Whenever you are working with any software company, whatever they are using model, that model explanation, they will give training. So today onwards, you have experience, but today onwards, you should follow this process. They will give you training and they will, then only they will take into project. These are the software development models. Whenever you are facing the interview, that time they may ask you, what model you, which model you used in your last project. You can tell anything. So you have some process. That process having some name. That name is X or Y or Z. So V model, there is no meaning. What is fish model? So what is prototype model? What is waterfall model? So just like it is, just like we gave one name. So none of the models not using real-time companies. Some company they are following or not following, we don't know. So how we can say they will not tell to company outside market. So some companies they may follow, some companies they may not. This is the software development models